Paul Slackis, Good News Broadcast, speaking to Brad Staggs. Hi, Brad. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. And you know, when they say the end is near, Paul, they mean the end of that tax stimulus. The thing I want to point out is $1,500 in real money. That's what everybody doesn't. It's not a tax deduction; it's a tax credit. And the end it's coming fast too. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
All right, that's a very, very good positive end of the year. And the end is near. And, well, let's talk about that. What does that really mean? You can get an energy tax credit. It ends, what did you say, December 31st, 2010.
I knew this would all get your attention. Yeah, it's December 31st, 2010. The government, obviously, are trying to get us all to make our homes more energy efficient. If you install some of these upgraded products in your home, making your home, in turn, more energy efficient, you will get a tax credit up to $1,500. But as with any government program, there are certain stipulations.
Okay, so tell us some good things that you have over there that we should definitely consider.
All right, first, let's start off with the replacement window category, because this is a biggie. Homes that are, 20, 30, 40, beyond even that years old, the windows that they have in them drafty, they're not energy efficient. Replacement windows, a huge, huge market. Basically, again, these windows are going to have to meet certain federal guidelines for U factor and heat exchange coefficient and all of these numbers that will really make your ears bleed if you're not careful. I went ahead and chose the Simonton replacement casement windows because they're guaranteed to meet all the federal requirements. Essentially, we're looking at a double pane system here, 2 panes of glass, insulative, the air pocket in between. You can even get the 3 panes of glass. So truly, it depends on what your budget wants or what your budget can afford, how much effort and time you want to put into it, how long you're going to keep your house. But here's the caveat. You have to make sure that you understand it's only 30% of the cost of the product only, not installation. So that's one of the things with the replacement window market. These guys actually won a J.D. Power and Associates Customer Service Award, a Satisfaction Award this year too. So again, we're dealing with quality stuff. The next category, and this is something I really think more people need to be educated on, the tankless water heater industry. These gas tankless water heaters qualify for the tax credit. Now, the difference is this qualifies not only for the product cost, but the installation cost as well. So 30% of that, up to $1,500 total. Nice thing about these tankless water heaters is they only heat water when you need it, basically. If you got 2 showers going at the same time, no problem. We got hot water going to both showers at the same time. And as soon as you turn off those showers, it stops heating the water. So you're not paying for 50 gallons of water in your basement or your garage. The company that makes this one, Noritz, says that if everybody had one of these in their home, it would be the equivalent of taking 6.7 million cars off the road when it comes to CO2 emissions.
Wow.
Not a bad statistic.
That's good news, that one.
Yeah, exactly.
These are all good news. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that's truly what we want to get across. This is good news, and the fact that the good news is coming to a close on December 31st, you got to get moving. I think a lot of us sat around and were kind of complacent, thought, we'll get to it. Unfortunately, we're in that last 3-month stretch. The next category is actually garage doors. Now, the interesting thing about garage doors, when was the last time you thought about a garage door? No one ever does, because you just don't. Until they break.
You made me think about it, Brad. You said, what's the biggest hole in your house?
Oh, that's true, and it is. And if you have a non-insulated garage door, you could also be losing a lot of energy. Now, these sample boards here both look like the same panel, except when I turn them around, you can see that one is, in fact, insulated. This one is not, just stamped metal. It's the insulated versions that are that qualify for that tax credit. But again, there are certain caveats. You have to install these insulated garage doors on an insulated garage. Has to be your primary residence. They have to be weather sealed around the perimeter. And here was an interesting statistic, actually, that Clopay, they did a study and found that on average, a new or upgraded garage door could actually increase the value of your home from 1% to 4%. So on a $400,000 home, that's an increase of what, $4,000, $16,000.
Yeah, that's major.
Yeah, so again, it's a good return on investment. But think about the fact that if you got a room over your garage, next to your garage, the temperature in your garage is going to affect both of those. So again, it's that whole, it's the whole house concept. You really need to get everything working in unison.
That's a big one. I got a little grandkid above the garage. I'm just thinking right now because that's, a garage is a big, you got a 2-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big area that you usually build over, right?
Yeah, and it can reduce 71% of the energy cost out there and change the temperature anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees in that garage, both winter and summer. It really can make a big difference, especially if you have an older garage door that's not insulated.
Brad, do you think people are becoming much more conscious of energy opportunities and savings in addition to the tax write-off, just overall in general?
I think that people get more conscious of it when they see their electricity or their gas bills go up. I know that I do, because if things stay status quo for the most part, no, I don't think people think about it. I think when there's a spike in either a price or something along those lines, when their bills really start getting out of whack, that's when people start paying attention and start looking for ways to save money. And again, that's the tax credit coming to an end. This is one of those times when you really should sit up and take notice.
Okay. Any other items that you think we should give some consideration to?
Insulation. Insulation is another one of these categories that it doesn't, again, it covers the cost of the product only, not the installation of the insulation. But we're talking about putting insulation in your attic, your crawl space, again, maybe even in your garage. That's one of the products that qualifies. Also, certain roofing materials, metal and asphalt shingles that have a solar reflective quality to them. And these could be a special order item at your local home improvement store. So make sure that if you're going to do that, and this is a great heads up, make sure you find out whether or not you're going to have to special order these, and if it's going to take a month or two to get them in, or if they're available next week. Because again, to get that tax credit, has to be put in service in your home by the end of this year.
How about, I have a greenhouse room, and I got what they said was the highest, efficiency to it. It had a mirror. People can't see in because it's got 79th Street overlooking the whole thing.
Right.
How about that kind of a addition?
Well, as for its tax credit status or what?
Correct. Yeah, tax credit status and just better energy efficiency and gaining a new room on your house.
Those I don't think are covered. However, there's a lot of fine print in that in the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. So there's some things buried. I don't believe that would be covered, however.
Okay.
I don't think
so. All right,
so.
but I see here on this website, right, we have the info you want.
The infoyouwant.com. That has great information. And another great website is the Energy Star website. There are a lot of FAQs on that website that will answer a lot of questions, because everything from, how do I file for these things? You have to have the certificate from the manufacturer, the certificate of compliance. Most of those are on the manufacturer's websites. You don't necessarily have to file that with your taxes, but you have to have it in case they ever want to see it. So you have to make sure you read all that fine print, too.
That's all makes, and that's EnergyStar.gov.
EnergyStar.gov, correct.
This is all just plain old smart stuff to do. You're going to save money. You're going to save the environment. The more energy you save, the less energy we need to create. Correct?
That's absolutely correct. And with our aging power grid and all that, something's going to happen, isn't it?
There you go. Let us all get together. We're all in it together. Brad, thanks. Last question. What's good news for you today, Brad?
Good news is that it's not so hot in town. I'm so glad that it's fall and not summer. Of course, now I have to start dreading winter. So I guess, that's the good news, is that it's not hot today.
Okay. All right, Brad. Thank you very much. And we can see you also on Home Garden TV. You're on
I'm
there
all
a lot,
over
right?
DIY, HGTV, HGTV Pro. Wherever I pop up, I'm like that whack-a-mole game.
There you go.
I'm everywhere.
Good man. All right. Brad, always a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so
Paul.
much.